How's it going, guys? Cartos123 here, doing a quick ban list talk video before we do the second part, which is going to be a deck profile. Hopefully this video is not going to be very long because I don't want to take a very long time talking about the ban list because everyone else is talking about the ban list. But I've come back after a full format. I guess you could say full format because I stopped playing before the September ban list. And now I'm starting to play before the March ban list. So we're just going to call it the full format. So we're going to be talking, and the first cards we're going to go unlimited, semi-limited, restricted, and banned. So the first cards we're going to be looking at today the first one is Mind Crush. Now, Mind Crush is one of those cards that I actually kind of like having at 3. It says, you just searched for that card. I am going to now call that card and goes to the graveyard. It is an answer card, and I do love answer cards. To an extent. Now, this is more of a card that is a sideboard card, not a main board card. But I think Dark Worlds actually main deck this card for obvious reasons. I don't know if it being at 3 helps Dark Worlds. Not sure. I don't play Dark Worlds. I haven't played against Dark Worlds really all that much. Number 2, we are looking at Xian's Smoke Signal, which is again kind of like go with that Mind Crush. Xian's Smoke Signal searches for a dude. You then Mind Crush that dude. So Xian's Smoke Signal. I don't play against Samurais. I'm cool with it going to 3 for now. If it doesn't really matter anyways. But they can have it at 3. The list is what it is. Lumina Lightsworn Summoner. I am cool with this at 3 so much. I do need to find myself 3 solar recharges and a 3rd Lumina, so I can start Lumina swarming, which was my favorite thing to do with Lightsworn. So, thank you, Konami, for bringing Lightsworn's or Lumina Lightsworn Summoner pack to 3, just for that reason at least. Now I know Konami does totally want to hopefully sell Lightsworns with the new pack that's coming out in Japan, something to do with lights. And I haven't really looked into it all that much because, I'm a player for fun. I don't go and gallivant off doing all this research. Now we have Kalut the Moonshadow at 3. Blackwings needed some love. Come on, guys. Give him some love. I do have a beef with Kalut the Moonshadow only because I hate Honest-like cards. Honest is fine because it's at 1. And you just have to be very careful. Whereas now you play against Blackwings, which nobody's really going to be playing Blackwings all that much. But you play against Blackwings, and it's like, do they have the Kalut? I've already dealt with one. Do they have another? And yeah, so. But again, Blackwings aren't really going to be played that much, so I'm okay with this. And lastly, we are going to be talking about Spore. Now, Spore is a plant. Plants got ruined a couple lists ago, but now they're a little bit back. Some of their synchro stuff, like Trishula and all that, are still gone. But, of course, that was for other reasons. But, Spore is back. Plants are a little bit more playable, or a lot more playable. I don't really know all heck of a lot, since now I'm just coming back into this format. Spore, I did kind of actually want to play Plant for the longest time because, plants are a pretty cool archetype, or type, I guess. But I really couldn't because Spore was at 0, and I think it went to 1 last time. But it's back to 3. We can play plants again, at least for fun, as far as I know. Now we're going to go to our semi-restricted cards. Now, if this camera is wobbling a little bit, it's because I'm holding onto my laptop. My video camera, my camera died, which really sucked, and I have to redo this video because it died 3/4 in. So, semi-restricted, we have Tsukuyomi, which was a card that everyone thought was going to be the most broken thing ever because it was a continuous Book of Moon. It is not a continuous Book of Moon. It never will be. It is a monster. It is not got quick play. Book of Moon is so much better, and that's why it's going to 2. Nothing really much to say about Tsukuyomi. Thunder King Ryo. Yes, Thunder King Ryo at 2, though I think it was mostly ran at 2. it's nice to see that this card got somewhat hit. Because again, it was run mostly at 2. I think for some, it's like a couple of reasons. One, it really was an annoying card. You had all the stun decks play it and all that, but it was a light 1900 with such a good ability to not allow cards to go from your deck to your hand. Mind Crush at 3, Thunder King at 2. Kind of sounds funny. And funny, yeah, you also have with Thunder King at 2, you also have Shin Smoke Signal at 3. Kind of funny. But I think the main reason is Wizards wants to sell prophecies. And Thunder King Ryo, like there's that one really awesome card that's coming out. That's like Divine Judgment of the Spellbooks or something like that. Apparently, I haven't looked too much into it, but apparently a lot of people are bitching and yeah. But again, Thunder King Ryo cannot stop the boss monster. Don't think it can. But Thunder King Ryo was just running so many decks. I was tired of it. It's at 2. Cool. And the last card that's at 2 is Advanced Ritual Art. Now, Advanced Ritual Art, when I first saw this, I'm like, sure, yeah, okay. That's cool. Not going to do anything, guys. Then I saw the next Hidden Arsenal, and it's all about rituals. The more you know. Rituals. Yes. Maybe coming back. So, I know. Maybe they'll be good. I doubt it. But you never know. Now we go to our limited list. Cards we can only play unos. And the first one we're going to be looking at is Wind Up Magician. Magician. I love windups, but I'm sorry, Wind Up Magician. You really had to go to 1. Why? Because of your stupid Wind Up Shark Magician loop. It was dumb. I didn't play it because I took the format off. Thankfully, I'm actually kind of glad I did because, being a wind-up player, you only use the Magician Shark, you only won because no, I didn't play it. So, all I know is that I've seen it and it is dumb, and I am glad it is, hit. So, Magician at 1. We next have, One Day of Peace. Thank God. I hated this card with a passion with those dumb draw decks like Exodia FTK and all that. I play One Day of Peace. Now you can't hurt me for a turn, and it gets a draw card. Fuck. Right? So, I mean, I didn't like it for that factor. I played One Day of Peace only, like, I played it at 3, but only in my Gishki deck because, you play your you play your Gishki Abyss, you get to search for that card, but Gishki Abyss only has like 800 attack points, so you do want to maybe like One Day of Peace to draw a card and to stop you from taking any damage. That is pretty much why I ran the One Day of Peace. Hit the laptop there. With One Day of Peace at 1, I'm okay with that. I really am. I am willing to definitely make that sacrifice. And the final card, Solemn Warning. Ooh, thank God, yes. I did not like Solemn Warning. I'm sorry, guys. I really didn't. I've had a beef with this card since it first came out. I just find Solemn Warning is just too good of a card. Paying 2,000 life points. Yeah, you can't use it if you don't have 2,000 life points. But 99.9 times out of 100, you kind of didn't have that problem, and you would draw it before, and you would stop your opponent from doing something, and that would win you the game. Like, I remember I played Gladiator Beasts when they first came out, and I'd be like, yes, Gizaris, I'm going to do this. Solemn Warning. Well, that just lost me the game, and it did. It lost me the game. So I'm just like, you know what? I fucking hate this card. I hate it. So, now it's at 1. Happy days. I'm cool with that. It actually gives me an extra little slot to put another card into my decks. And that is the limited cards. Now we have the banned cards. And they're both, for me, they're both kind of hits the heart a little bit. So we got Sangan. Sangan was finally banned after all this time. I do believe we got him in 2005. Correct me if I'm wrong. And we've had him since 2013. That is a long time to have a dude that's a floater to finally get banned. It is kind of sad that Sangan was banned. Like, he was like that one card from Metal Raiders that was a floater and stayed. So yeah, it made Call the Haunted exceptionally good because MSD Call the Haunted to bring back Sangan. The shenanigans. But funny enough, when the last when the last list hit, I did change my decks before because I didn't know if I was actually going to leave or not. So I did change my decks. I actually took Sangans out of my decks. Don't know why. I just actually did. And like Tour Guy was going down to 2, so I'm like, I'm not gonna run the Sangan. I don't want Dino Rabbit, so I'm just gonna take them out. Why not? So I took it out, and lo and behold, he's gone now. So decks are fine. I don't have to worry about that. Why? And the last one is Wind Up Zen Mains. Now, a lot of people are going, why Wind Up Zen Mains? Why did you hit it? It's because Wind Up Magician is still at 1, and it can still do shenanigans. Don't get me wrong, it can still do shenanigans, and Wind Up Zen Matey was the one easy way to get it to your field. And all it has to do is be summoned in order to get that shark ability. So all you had to do is have like 2 level 3s, have a shark in hand, and you can pull off shenanigans. As we know, we still have Summoner Monk out there, and oh god, they can loop again. Ugh. But this was, I believe, Konami's way of saying, you, stop looping this. Just stop. Don't do it anymore. And it failed. Yeah. But that is, I believe, the whole entire reason why Zenmaity was banned. And, the deck is still playable. It is a little harder to play with Zenmaity banned. But you know what? I kind of like that. I don't want windups being the meta game because I love the deck. But I want them to be played fairly, not loopy. But that is the video. Or that is the first video. I've spent 12 minutes. Oh my god, I didn't want it to be this long. But I will end it here. Part 2 will be the deck profile of, you guessed it, Windups. It is going to be Windups, my version of the deck that I wanted to play. It does not have Summoner Monks in it. No loops. I'm not even going to put Summoner Monks in it. Now a lot of you guys might say, you're playing the deck wrong. No. I'm playing the deck the way I want to. But again, we'll talk about the deck in the next video. I will leave a link in the description below. We will see you guys in the next video.